dream and I've come back to life.
So hey guys, so today is the second vlog in a row and actually the first podcast recording for this year, 2019, the TasCast Show. And just as I said last week, I want to be recording like videos that and podcasts that once a week for 5 to 10 minutes to summarize some of my experiences during the week, what I've learned during the week, and maybe some people can relate to my weeks. And yeah, that's basically it. It's knowledge sharing, experience sharing, and hopefully some people will relate to it. Now, basically, last week after I recorded the vlog, the next day I started feeling a bit lonely and a bit. The next day I started feeling a bit ill, and then Tuesday, Wednesday I couldn't actually work. I slept for like 15 hours a day. Today I'm covering some of the work that I didn't do on Tuesday and some of the work that I didn't do on Wednesday. I will cover tomorrow. But in the meantime, as promised, I record this vlog and podcast. Now, one of the things I've noticed, if you have been following my podcast or vlog, you know that I fell into depression about 2.5 to 3 years ago. Although I've gotten better and I'm dealing with it better, you know, sometimes the symptoms are there. But what I've noticed is a correlation that the worst, like in a typical data scientist fashion, I've noticed a correlation. So a correlation that, you know, correlation is when two things correlate. Like I said, you might correlate to my feelings, to my week, to my experiences. That's a bad joke. Anyway, so a correlation between how I feel psychologically and my physical health. And just today, out of curiosity, I wanted to check it out, but not before having a Skype conversation yesterday with a fellow entrepreneur I met here a few years ago when I was in an incubator with roommates. So my friend Claire, she is an author and creative entrepreneur, and she's going to be running some amazing events coming the next 5-6 weeks. She also shared with me yesterday that actually not having the right environment around her made her less of a productive entrepreneur, a business person. And she actually sold her house from the outskirts of Edinburgh. She went to move in a small apartment in the city centre of Edinburgh with her son. And just by finding this, getting into this environment of people supporting her, you know, having a busy life next to her and having like being able to meet people near the house and all this stuff made her more productive and actually help her build a network that now is going to help her to run her events. So this is actually, again, it's a correlation that I found myself in. The busier the city I am in, the busier the environment I am in, the more productive I am. And I think it's a psychological thing. And from this point of view, I was like, you know, I started Googling, what's the correlation between physical health and psychological health? So apparently, it can be two ways. It can be both can affect each other. So basically, there is some articles, some papers, like in that, for example, like scientiscenter.com, says that when you have anxiety or stress, you feel like you have the cold. There's a lot of people who actually talk about not being able to put a finger on it, why I feel like sick when they have anxiety. So that's a correlation that you can see in many people. And then, but the most interesting thing, because I started my research by looking into, can you get sick, get a cold from stress or like depression? But I also found in Psychology Today that physical cold, having the common flu, can actually cause stress by it's because like the common cold can closely mimic and cause depressive symptoms by activating your immune response and inflammation in your body. That's according to Hall 1996, Smith 1999, and also Kapler in 1999. So three psychologists, doctors, authors, they agreed on that, and actually even more. If you go and read the article on Psychology Today, it's a very interesting article. It's by Marlene Way, MD/JD, and it's the name of the article is "A Surprising Psychology of the Common Cold." I will put the two articles that I mentioned in the podcast and vlog notes, and you might find it interesting to read because it might give you ideas of how to prevent yourself from feeling down by realizing, oh, I have the cold, therefore I feel down. I don't feel down because I'm actually down. Sometimes it's good to have this in mind, to realize it, because it might help you get healthier quicker. Or the other way around, I actually have the flu because I've been feeling down maybe, so it's a good idea to also have this in mind, to reflect back. And I'm trying to reflect every time I don't feel well. And one of the things that I found out is, why don't I feel well psychologically, which for me it led to a cold, is because first of all, I moved to a new country, to a new city. I put myself into tremendous stress for the first 10, 12 days. And then as soon as I relaxed, it got me. And the second thing is, as soon as I relaxed, I started feeling loneliness. Is this loneliness of not knowing anyone. And I actually reflected on it on Tuesday and Wednesday, and especially on Thursday when I was in the office. I thought about it. And it's like, by feeling lonely and not going out of the house on Sunday and Saturday, it actually caused me to feel worse and worse, and eventually on Tuesday and Wednesday I got ill. So that's basically the correlation that I realized, and the reason I can say that with confidence is because, thinking back, it happened to me before in multiple occasions, and now I'm trying to avoid it. So today I walked out in the morning, I cleaned the bedroom, I cleaned the floors, and I'm gonna go out after editing and publishing this vlog and this podcast to work from a cafe. So this is gonna make me feel as part of a community, and it's gonna make me feel less lonely and better psychology from the dopamines from working out and from releasing my body and from being around people. So that's kind of my take of the week. Push myself to work out for dopamine release and being around people for a feeling of belonging in a community, because humans, we're a social animal, and that's what I need to focus on, to be part of a community. No matter how lonely I might feel at times, if I'm out there, I feel better. And so that's from me, guys. I hope you enjoy this episode of the TasCast Show, and I'm actually getting new people coming into the new show. So I'm gonna have, as I mentioned, I'm gonna have a show about data science from the perspective of the data in general, from the perspective of non-data people, and this is gonna be an interesting podcast and vlog that I'm working on, and I'm looking for my first 4 to 5 guests to record. I'm narrowing down on names for the new show, so that will be an interesting one to have starting soon. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoy these short episodes. Have a good day, guys, and I will see you next week. Bye!